NC State's at Tallahassee to take on the Seminoles at Doak Campbell Stadium. Welcome to the show. My name is Brock Page, and I do random sports picks for fun. FSU opened up as the 11.5-point favorites and 420 on the money line. Since the betting opened up, most of that early money's actually come in on the NC State Wolfpack. Much to my surprise, Florida State's now laying just 10.5 against the spread. But at the moment, 70% of the money's back on the Seminoles. So I think that opening line of 11.5 is pretty sharp, and we'll most likely see a closing number around there by kickoff. The Seminoles are facing an NC State program who's a winless 0-2 against the spread thus far on the year. I think the case for Florida State can certainly be made in this one. I'm going to go ahead and buy the hook and move it to an even 10-point lay. Give me Florida State minus 10 and winning it outright for some Moneyline cash. I'm predicting a final of 31-20 Seminoles. Next game I have for you, it is going to be USC laying 16.5 at the Cal Golden Bears. Currently, Cal is getting 6-1 Moneyline odds to win it outright. And at the moment, 60% of the money's on the Cal Golden Bears to cover that massive spread. If you're a Cal bettor, things are looking pretty good for you. Get those bets in early because the betting public's going to start picking up on these trends quickly and move those lines for the worst. Cal right now is 2-0 against the number on the year, with both of those covers coming in as the heavy underdog. They're going up against a USC team who's been a poor covering squad through 3 games thus far. The Trojans are just 1-2 overall against the spread and just 1-2 against the number as the favorite. All told, the case for the Cal Golden Bears can certainly be made, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and buy the hook and take the Cal Golden Bears plus 17, getting the job done against the spread. And when it comes to an outright winner, the money line odds do suck here, but I think USC wins it outright. I'm predicting a final of 37-21 USC Trojans. Next matchup I have for you, it is going to be Louisiana Tech at South Carolina. The South Carolina Gamecocks opened up as the 10.5-point favorites in this matchup at the WB. Since the betting opened up, however, the bettors apparently do not have a short memory after last week's loss. The Gamecocks are now laying just 7.5 against the spread. That said, we're now seeing a staggering 73% of the action back on the Gamecocks to get the job done. So we're going to see that line move a little bit closer to that original opening number. The good news for South Carolina bettors is that they're still 2-1 against the spread overall and 1-0 versus teams giving up more than 32 a game. The bad news is I got to buy the hook. Give me South Carolina minus 7 and winning it outright for some Moneyline cash. I'm predicting a final score of 31-23 South Carolina. Next contest I have for you, it is going to be Alabama at Vanderbilt. The Crimson Tide opened up as the 19-point favorites in this one. Since the betting opened up, however, most of that early money came in on the Commodores of Vandy. Currently, Bama's just minus 18 against the spread, but at the moment, nearly 70% of the betting action is back on the Crimson Tide. So Bama bettors need to look for that number to return to that original opening line of 19 points or even higher. All told, however, this Alabama squad is 1-0 against the spread and also 1-0 against the number as the official road favorite. They're 1-0 as the official road favorite and 1-0 on the road. I like Bama in the spot here. Give me the Crimson Tide minus 18 and winning it outright. I'm predicting a final of 35-16 Bama. Next game, Michigan at Purdue. The Wolverines opened up as just the 8-point favorites. That's it. They opened up as the 8-point favorites in this Big Ten showdown. Since the betting opened up, a lot of the bettors took advantage of this seemingly low number. Michigan's now minus 9.5 against the number, and they're laying 370 on the money line. But at the moment, just 45% of the action's on the Wolverines to get the job done, so look for that number to stay put. And if you're a Michigan bettor in this spot, I think you're getting exceptional value on the spread here. Purdue's got themselves a couple quality covers, but Michigan's last 2 games featured point spreads of 23 and 34 points respectively. I like Michigan in the spot here. 9.5 points seems just a tad more manageable than the aforementioned numbers. I'm buying the hook here and taking Michigan -9 and winning it outright for some Moneyline cash. I'm predicting a final of 31-20 Michigan Wolverines. Next matchup I have for you, it is going to be, now listen, we're going to figure out first if this Kentucky team's the real deal, okay? Florida's traveling to Kentucky to take on the Wildcats. Now, Kentucky opened up as the 4-point underdogs in this conference matchup, but since the betting opened up, the majority of the money came pouring in on Kentucky. The Wildcats are now catching just 2 points on the spread, with the majority of the action coming back on the Gators. Currently, 77% of the betting public now has action on the Florida Gators, so look for that line to move back closer to that original opening number. Now, Florida won in a thriller over Tennessee last week, but really handled the Vols in the majority of that contest. Meanwhile, this Kentucky team failed to cover a 9-point spread over Southern Miss earlier in the year. All told, I think the case for the Gators can certainly be made, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Give me Florida -2 and winning it outright for some Moneyline cash. I'm predicting a final of 23-20 Gators. All right, folks, I'm going to slide into my next and final game for the show. It's my Instagram quick pick, so I got to move. And in this one, I got Penn State -11 over Iowa after buying the hook. 60% of the action's on Penn State in that one. I like the Nittany Lions 33-21 in that contest. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. But before I get out of here, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free, and free ain't good. If for some reason you decide to use the free information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. Most importantly, if you're betting any of these games, do it safe, do it responsibly, and most important, have fun. For Brock Page Productions, I'm Brock Page, and have yourself a positive day.